Hey there, PTE core test takers. Welcome back to the channel where we turn PTE preparation into an exciting journey instead of a boring grind. Today, we are diving into multiple choice, multiple answers, and multiple choice single answer. Two tasks in PTE core listening section, which often trip up test takers. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you will not only understand these tasks inside out, but also know how to tackle them confidence. We will break it all down, give you real world examples, and this is the best part walk you through big, immersive listening practice samples so you can see exactly how to apply the strategies that we discussed. So grab a notebook, stay sharp, and let's go. When it comes to understanding multiple choice, multiple answers, you will listen to a 50 to 90-second recording. It could be an interview, lecture, or discussion. And your job is to pick up correct answers from a list of options. Remember, pick all correct answers. Okay? And the challenge here is some options are very close, but not quite right. So you need to analyze carefully before selecting that. And remember, negative marking exists. You lose points for incorrect choices, so don't just guess blindly. Let's move on to the concept, which is critical listening and eliminating distractors. Okay, so when it comes to this task, it's about understanding key details, important points, and implied meanings. To master it, you need to listen for keywords and main ideas. Identify supporting details that match the correct options and try to be aware of misleading options. Sometimes the words that sound very similar but they don't match the context, right? So keep all this in your mind and let's move on to our example of an audio script. Listen to the audio and here you will hear a professor discussing about the impact of urbanization on wildlife habitats. Listen to it carefully, then you need to answer the question. Let me play it for you.
Urbanization has significantly transformed natural habitats. As cities expand, forests are fragmented, forcing many species to adapt or face extinction. Birds, for instance, have begun nesting on skyscrapers, while some mammals are altering their diets to survive in urban settings. However, not all species can cope. Many amphibians, which rely on stable water sources, have seen declining populations due to pollution and habitat destruction. While conservation efforts, such as creating green corridors, have helped some species migrate safely, the overall impact remains concerning. Urban environments continue to introduce artificial noise and light pollution, affecting animal behaviors.
Got it? And here is the question, which of the following statements are true based on speaker's discussion about urbanization and its effects on wildlife? And we have five options here. Remember, this is multiple choice, multiple answers, so more than one option could be correct. Urbanization has led to the fragmentation of forests. Birds have stopped nesting in cities. Some mammals have adapted their diets in urban areas. Amphibians have benefited from urbanization. Light pollution affects animal behavior. If you want, you could play the video one more time and you can listen to that audio and try to find out the right options. When we take option A, this one says that forests are fragmented, right? So this option is correct because the speaker explicitly mentioned that the forests are fragmented. And when it comes to option B, birds have stopped nesting in cities. This is incorrect because birds are actually adapting to urban areas by nesting on skyscrapers. And option C, some mammals have adapted their diets in urban areas. This is the right option since the speaker states that some mammals are altering their diets to survive. Okay, and option D, amphibians have benefited from urbanization. This option is incorrect because in the audio it stated that the amphibians have been negatively affected, not benefited. And option E, light pollution affects animal behavior, which is correct since light pollution affecting behavior is explicitly mentioned in the audio. Got it? So we have three right options. The first one option C, and the last one. So here you need to train yourself to listen for direct evidence before selecting an answer. Let's move on to understanding multiple choice single answer. In this task, you will hear a 30 to 60-second clip, usually more focused and concise than MCMA, which is multiple choice multiple answer. Okay, MCMA is multiple choice multiple answer and MCSA is multiple choice single answer, just a simple form. So here your task is you need to pick one best answer which captures the main idea or key detail. And here is your challenge. All options may seem plausible, but only one is best fit. Here you need to identify the central theme. Try to focus on the speaker's main argument rather than getting lost in details and ignore extra information that might sound important but doesn't address the main point. Right. So always try to ignore additional information which is not important. Eliminate answers that are too specific, too broad, or slightly off topic. We'll just listen to an audio so that you will understand even better. I'm going to play this audio. If you want, you can play it one more time and you can listen to it, try to read the questions and find out the right answer. Okay? So imagine you are listening to a speaker who is discussing the history of aviation.
On December 17, 1903, in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, the Wright brothers changed history with the first sustained, controlled flight. Before them, many inventors had tried to create flying machines, but none could maintain stability in the air. So what made the Wright brothers different? Their three-axis control system. This breakthrough allowed pilots to control an aircraft's movement in three directions: pitch, roll, and yaw, making stable flight possible. Their first flight. Just 12 seconds, covering 120 feet. But that small moment led to something huge, the foundation of modern aviation. Over time, their designs evolved, shaping military aircraft, commercial planes, and even space travel. From those first few seconds in the air to the jets and rockets we see today, it all started with the Wright brothers. Their contribution remains one of the most significant milestones in aviation history.
Okay, and here was the question. How did the Wright brothers distinguish themselves from earlier aviation pioneers in terms of their technological advancements and impact on modern flight? And we have five options here. The first option is they constructed the very first flying machine in history. Their breakthrough lay in achieving sustained controlled flight, setting the foundation for modern aviation. Their initial flight lasted for several uninterrupted minutes, proving long distance air travel was possible. They revolutionized air transportation by inventing the jet engine. Their work primarily focused on conceptualizing space travel rather than practical aircraft design. So these are the options, and your job is to find out the correct option which fits the main theme of this passage. So let's see the options one by one. If you take the option A, here this option is incorrect. I'll tell you why. The flying machines had been attempted before them, but none achieved sustained and controlled flight. So option A is incorrect. And when we are moving to option C, this is also an incorrect answer. It's misleading because their first flight lasted only 12 seconds, but the significance was in achieving control, not duration. But here it was given about the duration, right? So this is an incorrect answer. And option D, completely incorrect. The jet engine came decades later in the 20th century. Here they have given they revolutionized air transportation by inventing the jet engine. But jet engine came decades later in the 20th century. Option E is also a false answer because their work was purely about aviation, not space exploration. So here they have given us space exploration. So it was about aviation. That's the right option, isn't it? So E is also incorrect. So what is the correct answer then? The correct answer is answer B. Their breakthrough lay in achieving sustained control flight, setting the foundation for modern aviation. The key phrase in the question is distinguish between themselves from earlier pioneers, which means we need to identify what made the Wright brothers different. Here, this sentence and the passage it clearly states that many inventors attempted flight, but they failed to control it. The Wright brothers' three-axis control system enabled pilots to maneuver the aircraft effectively, which became the basis of all modern airplanes. That's all for today's video. If you like this video, kindly like, share, and subscribe for more PTE core tips. See you in the next video. Bye for now.